your heart needs a break. Now, when you keep dealing with a lot of things in your life, and when you keep going about whatever you are dealing with in your life, you always find some kind of hiccups, especially when it comes to people always throwing themselves into places and into other people who are going to either not treat them well, or put them in some sort of confusion, or put them in some sort of questionable behavior. Now, and this goes along, it's not only about small relationships, but it goes along to bigger ones. And the longest I've had was a 3 years relationship. And the shortest I've had probably was like 6 months or something like that. And the difference is because that's what a lot of people do, and that's what a lot of people shouldn't do, which is monkey branching. And monkey branching is a concept that is pretty easy. Monkey branching is when you are in a relationship and you finish that relationship, you get completely lost in the ocean of women and men, speaking from for both sides, girls and guys. And then you start going to, or you start trying to run away from your loneliness and comfort yourself, to throwing yourself to someone else just to fill in that hole of emptiness and loneliness, especially loneliness. Emptiness is kind of a bit absurd to say at this point, but it comes down the line somewhere. It has some sort of meaning down the line. Now, a lot of girls do monkey branching, like nearly all of them do monkey branching, which is absolutely terrible. It's terrible to them more than it is terrible for the guys they go with in that kind of period. And why is it terrible? Because you do not give yourself the time to heal. You do not give yourself the time to deal with the loneliness, to deal with the feelings, and to deal with the emotions that you have been dealing with. And unfortunately, some guys do it too when it comes to women, but for guys, it's a bit mechanical. It's a lot mechanical, not emotional. But even if it is mechanical, it still has a toll on your emotions, and that is completely okay. And that's what I'm speaking about this, because that's what you need to prevent yourself from doing. Girls do it emotionally. So what they do is, first of all, because we are mechanical, you see a girl, you like a girl, probably just first glance attraction, you're ready to go to bed with her and just, to bed with her and do whatever, right? And creates that kind of connection. And what's worse is when you get to that point of actually having sexual intercourse with a woman. That, what a lot of people don't understand, or they refuse to understand, because I had someone who refused to understand that sex is a emotional transaction. And once you have been inside someone and somebody has been inside of you, you are chaining yourselves to each other. And this is where everything gets fucked up. Why? Because, for example, for women, the more they do it, the more it's hard for them to maintain a relationship. The more body count you got, the more it's hard for you to maintain a good relationship. And that is a fact. For guys, it's the same. But the emotional parts is the difference. So, women do it emotionally. Of course, they need to be attracted to you, then somehow find some sort of comfort within you, then somehow build something emotionally towards you. They should like you to an extent, maybe even love you a little bit, or love something about you, and then they're gonna go that extra mile and actually have something with you, right? And accept having something with you sexually. Because, But what they do not get is that if you keep putting yourself into that loop each time, you start losing sense of what a relationship and attraction actually is, and especially love. I have a friend who has got many bodies, like truly many bodies, and whenever she keeps telling me that she's in love, like each time it's about someone else, and it's absolutely funny to me because I mean I explained that to her, but at the same time it is funny because she's too far down deep that line of doing that, and there is no turning back, because it's you already have implemented yourself into many people's bodies and many people's minds, many people's emotions, to the point that it's hard for you now to go back, because same happened to you too. A lot of people have implemented themselves, energies, thoughts, ideas, and emotions into you. So it is very hard to relapse from it. From guys, it's a bit mechanical. Not that it is better by any means, it's not, but it is more mechanical. You sleep around, you start again that exchange, that hormonal exchange happening, especially during sex, and then when something happens, it gets a little bit harder for you to maintain a good relationship also, or to build a good relationship, because you lose sense of what sex is, you lose sense of what a sexual transaction is, and you keep chaining yourself to many people, and then you are a one being that has many chains linked to many people that you've had something with, and there is no turning back from that. And then it messes up the whole idea about what relationships are. How can you maintain one? Is sex even something that important anymore? Is it something to build a relationship out of, or to base a relationship out of, and so on? And why am I speaking about sex specifically? Because it is the tipping point of when these kind of things happen, and when this kind of emotional mental confusion happens. For example, you have been in a relationship, let's say for 5 years, that you've been with that person, you've been faithful, very important to mention, for 5 years. Now the other person also has been faithful for 5 years. What happens is your bodies, minds, energies, hormones, thoughts, everything connect. And then one day, one of you will just be like, you know what? It's gonna get, let's say, super toxic. It's gonna get super whatever. And then you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna be out of this. And the other person is gonna be probably agreeing about it, probably not. But most people try to fight over their relationships. It's completely okay, because nobody wants to lose something, especially when you spend a lot of time with somebody. It's truly, truly hard to detach from that, and it needs to take time. And now, of course, not a lot of time. We're not speaking 6 years or something. You can literally do it in, like, let's say, a few months, if you do it correctly, and if you have the mindset and the thoughts of doing it and the goal of doing it, because it's absolutely also important. Because you cannot reach something if you really do not want it that deeply, especially mentally and emotionally. Now, what happens is, you have been with a person for 5 years, you build that connection, everything, your bodies know each other, your brains know each other, your hormones know each other, to the point that if you just touch the person, they are ready for you, which is completely, that's how it is, that's how it works. And if you are, let's say, in a situationship with someone for a few years and you only have sexual transaction, the same thing will happen, because again, the bodies get familiar with each other and so on. When you detach, there are two things that people do. It's either one, they go monkey branch, and I've noticed this in especially girls. They do that a lot. Why? I don't know. It's mostly coming out of loneliness, mostly coming out of that emotional, overwhelming feeling. Most girls do it out of just trying to find comfort somewhere else, because they are lost, because they are not understanding of what's happening in their lives anymore, because they feel alone, because they want to fill that gap. And that's when the bullshit starts. Once you do not give yourself time to heal from what you had, to detach yourself from what you had, to understand what you had and go through all of those emotions that come with it and see it clearly, and you go monkey branch somewhere else, what you are doing is just confusing your brain and emotions even more. And I've had that experience personally, and I've had it, because I'm gonna say personally twice. I had that experience personally, as I am the one who did that before. It's completely, I have my peace with it, so, because I know, I'm aware of it. And from the girl's side too, and it never ends well, Because for us guys, we always can take that time and be like, okay, I'm going monk mode for a few months, dealing with my shit, preparing myself. This is obviously not working for me. If I keep doing this and sleeping around and getting a bunch of women and blah 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 blah, obviously it's not gonna work for me. So what I'm gonna do is give myself a monk period, or a monk mode as they call it. Take a few months. As long as it takes you, you're gonna put yourself back up until you feel that you are okay with your loneliness, until you feel that you are fine with yourself first, and create that peace within yourself, with yourself, and be okay with you being with you. Then you can start again going back to the market and actually finding something good, which is most definitely gonna end up being something more valuable. It's gonna end up being something more built on good emotions, good mindset, and a good vision. Because if you monkey branch, keep in mind that's not gonna happen. It will fall down pretty quickly. In maximum, you will get, if you've been in a relationship for, let's say, an extended period of time, which is minimum 1 year up to 3, and you monkey branch somewhere else, I will call the next and you monkey branch somewhere else in between a month and 3, you will end up having that relationship for probably like maximum 6 months. That's unless, of course, something happens and there are no other circumstances. Oh, sorry, or there are other circumstances that are going to keep you with that person for a more extended period of time, which is something that happened to me too. Because I have been in a relationship of 3 years after I got out of one, and I got that after like 3 months, and we were for 3 years because of many circumstances. Because when I started thinking about it after we broke up, I was like, I really didn't like this and this person since the beginning. So I just learned to adapt to that lifestyle, to adapt to that person. But you don't know how much it is affecting you until everything's done and you start seeing it from a third person's perspective. And of course, that's what led me to cheat many times and so on throughout the relationship. But it is what it is, right? At least, again, I'm aware and I know what I've done, and I'm completely okay with what I've done. I didn't like it, but at least just knowing what you've done and being okay with it later on, because you absolutely feel a bit like, I wouldn't say terrible, but you feel a bit odd when you start thinking about these things, and you're like, okay, I mean, that's something inhumane that shouldn't have been done to that person, even if it was nothing linked to them. But you start understanding that it is a personal issue, and then you start realizing what's good and what's not good for you. Because if a person goes all the way along to cheat on you, that means they really did not, I wouldn't say they did not value you, but they just did not take you as serious as you thought they were taking you. And this is something that has been happening in my life for like in a few relationships, because my cheating history is quite bad. Like truly. And just to say it feels like a relief, and especially that it's gonna be that I'm gonna be uploading this feels also like a more of a relief. That means I'm really understanding more, or understanding myself even more, and being okay with it. And just me speaking about it, I see it as growth instead of, just buckling it up. Because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, yeah, bro, I cheated many times in many partners. Like, I'm not proud of it. I'm not, I would say, what's the word? I don't suggest it to anyone, most definitely, but now it gives me like a different outlook to relationships. You see what I mean? It gives me a different vision about what should be done next, what could have been done. I mean, of course, I cannot change the past, but what could have been done so I can change it in my next relationship that I'm going to be taking seriously. So if there is that commitment between two people, it should be. And if I do not have 100% interest and attraction to that person, I am not even gonna entertain anything from the beginning, because again, it's loneliness. And a lot of people would lie to you and be like, no, I'm not lonely. Loneliness is something from within. That I have my group of friends, we're great. I have my family, we're great. I have many people I know and we're great. But that does not like stop you from being alone, because that's not how it works. It's all internal. It's all from the inside. Loneliness is when you are alone. And if you feel that you are alone, even if when you are with a crowded or in a crowded space, or with a crowd in general. Right. And this takes me to the other point, which is the branching theory. So the monkey branching theory destroys your mental, this mixes up and messes up your emotions and messes up your psyche too much and your brain a lot. And there is nothing good coming out of it. Unfortunately, there is nothing good coming out of it. Like, absolutely not. So, how can you get out of it? Of course, you need to allow yourself some time. But then people confuse time. Small example, two of my relationships, when we broke up, the girls did monkey branch. They did monkey branch, either as one night stands, either as like small situationships, going to talk to everyone, talking to people, talking to this, talking to that, because guess what happens, and that's what they do not get. But again, I did it too. It's not like I am that, godly figure who doesn't do it. Nah, I've done it too, but I'm aware enough to know, and I'm grown enough to know that it shouldn't be done after literally being in a dating scene for 10 years. I'm like 25 now. First relationship was when I was 15, 16, I really don't know, but it goes all the way. It goes all along. So you start seeing it this way, and then it messes up your thoughts, and they start going everywhere, trying to talk to everyone, trying to go on dates, trying to see where can they find that comfort again, and where can they stop themselves from being with themselves and just find another comfort zone once again at a very short period of time. I had someone before who we broke up, and then we spent 3 months breaking up. I believe 3 months, if I remember well. But during those 3 months, the girl has slept with someone, and that is something that I didn't know for a short period of time until I knew. But in any way, regardless, I have taken the girl back, and that was the first mistake. Again, I was young and naive. I didn't know. I was fully bottled up in my emotions, and I completely did not understand how it works for them, because it's very interesting to understand female dynamics and how their mind works, even if it's absolutely hard. But there are some, easy level things, surface level stuff that you can easily understand. So, and I've taken the girl back. When I've taken the girl back, we spent 6 more months together, and then that was it. Because guess what? I couldn't live with the idea that girl has been with, or has just slept with one person for, as she said one time, I don't know if it's true, with one person for one time, when we were at that kind of breaking up or break period, right? Now, later on when we broke up, it was it. I did not want to do it anymore. She did not want to do it anymore. It was absolutely overwhelming. So we separated. She left the house because she was living with me. That was in another country though. And later on, 3 more months, literally. I remember it was, November, I guess, or December? Yeah, it was November. Yeah, there you go. It was November. By November, we broke up. Everything went, that's it, late November and everything. By January, and the beginning of February, she came back again, which was funny. Now that I'm literally recalling this, it's absolutely funny. So she came back telling me, I remember she left me a letter because I heard someone knocking on my door. I did not want to open the door because I knew it's her, and I did not want to do it. I did not want to have anything to do with her, so I did not even open the door. Probably she'll see this, you never know, and then she's gonna be like, this motherfucker. But it's for me, it's just experiences. I'm not holding any grudges against anyone, and I hope they're not doing the same for me too. I just hope that everyone's reaching whatever they want to reach and doing whatever the hell they want to do, because just, keep your bad energy away from me. That's all that matters to me. Keep your energy away from me. That's not gonna work. I'm not gonna be taking you if you have bad energy. So she came back again, and I didn't want to, open the door. And I guess, of course, it was planned. If I'm not gonna find them, I'm going to be leaving him a letter at the door. So when I opened the door, it was quite funny because when I opened it, I was going to pick up someone whom I spent 3 years with later down the line. I opened the door and I saw that, and I saw something just falling out of the door because we did not have a letterbox, so it was just on top of the door. So I opened the door. That letter, letter fell down. I took the letter and I was going on a taxi to pick up another person, and I was reading through that letter, and if I remember very well, it said, I thought of everything, I really had my time, blah 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 blah, and I really want to fix things with you, so let's when do you have some time, let's go somewhere and talk about it and see what we can do to figure it out. Now what I've done is that I remember it was night time. I looked at that letter, I read it, I was in the taxi. I called it Uber because it was actually Uber, but Uber taxi the same. I looked at it and I was like, okay, interesting. I laughed, I smiled at that, and I just literally ripped that piece of paper as much as I can, and when I got out of the Uber, I just threw it away. So I went to pick up the other person, and I ended up spending 3 years with that other person, which is quite funny. And then throughout those 3 years, something happened, and we broke up again. Not again, sorry, we broke up. And what was it is, we finished the relationship, we broke out of that relationship, and then I did not monkey branch because I knew that was wrong, but at the same time, I started going everywhere, right? Meeting with this one, going out with this one, sleeping with this one, blah, 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 blah. In a matter of like the first month of the relationship, and it went to an extent of like the second month, the third month, the fifth, the fourth month, and now we are, I believe, in the fifth month. So it kept going, and until I had a realization that wait, I was like, stop, pause, bro. What are you doing? You are messing up your whole dynamics in the brain. You are messing up all of your thoughts, all of your feelings, all of your regulators in the brain. You're messing them all up, because what people think is, for men, of course, if you sleep more with women, you're gonna kind of somehow build this godly fucking experience, but you notice it when you do it. So when you do it, you start noticing that that's not good for you, bruv, and it will never be good for you, bruv. That's just a fact. And it has a more of a toll on women than it has on men. Now, the other girl, the 3 years one, also did monkey branch, and she did it, obviously, and I knew. And once that happened, I knew that there is no turning back from that, because I'm not going to do the same mistake of taking someone back who already have slept with, have just been touched. The idea just disgusts me. See what I mean? It disgusts me completely. So I'm not going to do it. Hell no, not in a billion years, never again in my life. I've done it once in my life and I will never do it again, because I dealt with it, and it's very hard to live with someone again and to deal with someone again knowing that they have been touched with someone else. Now keep in mind that for women it works different. For women, they don't care how many women you had after them. They care about the feelings. They are emotional beings. For us, we are in this thing, we are emotional beings too. And also in this thing only, we are very mechanical, because we do not, like, a man's nightmare is their women being touched with another guy. That's just, and I speak for everyone when I say this, unless you're a cuck, and probably go check a therapist, bro, because you need to fix something in your life, because that's not how your nature is, bro. Like, you definitely need to find yourself some fucking help. That happened, and I knew that the girl is lost. And she was lost, and she's still lost. And going from this and this to that, going with people, I mean, I can see everything. I don't know everything, but I can see a lot, and I know many things about what that person was doing later on. And for me, it's just funny, because they do not understand how bad it affects them. Now, what happened later on, after the breakup, I understood that person's history with bodies is quite bad, and that's why I was like, damn, I didn't know all of that. I mean, of course, it's normal for people to have relationships before they have you, But to have that amount of bodies is absolutely fucking ridiculous, because again, you lose touch with reality, because you feel alone, you want to fill in that loneliness, and you keep going to find that kind of comfort in someone else. And that's why I'm taking this sentence out of like maybe 10 minutes ago or 15 minutes ago in this video. Again, it's linked to the same thing, filling that loneliness hole within you. And then I was like, damn, well, lucky me, I never went the extra step of actually marrying that person, because if I knew that down the line, again, I mean, I knew a specific number, but I didn't know the real number. You see? And that was just absolutely funny. Now I laugh about it because it's stupid, right? At first I was shocked, but now it's just ridiculous, because again, I went through all of the emotions and everything, so for me it's just like a memory. But I'm like, that amount of people that you've slept with, you girls don't know that the more you do it, the more you chain yourself to many people, and the more you develop many emotional, confusing thoughts and feelings to many people and to you. And what happens is, it is going to be hard for you to build a real connection. And when I was telling this specific one this sentence, she was fuming, getting defensive. Oh, what now? Like, I cannot change what I have done. I can only be better, blah, 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 whatever, you know, that the yapping bullshit. But of course, again, it's accountability, and we know how they work with accountability. It's like, yeah, it's 100 men versus gorilla, and it's 100 women versus accountability. That's how it works. So she completely refused to accept it, which is not a problem for me, because I am not the one being damaged by that. I'm not the one who's being responsible over that person anymore. Like, they can do whatever the hell they want. But I know for a fact that they are just coping. And a lot of people cope, because we all do cope. And when I say about that specific person, I do not mean only them, again, so they won't start fuming in case they see this video. I'm giving again an example, because it is the last thing that happened in my life, and it is something that is very close, that I can actually, remember, at least, because I have a different mind when it comes to remembering things that I do not want to remember about specific individuals. Like, for example, if you ask me about my previous relationship, I barely can remember everything or anything, truly. I don't know how it works for me, but maybe it's a coping mechanism for my brain to keep me away from, being hurt, or go through the feelings again, or whatever. I need to figure it out. I'm doing a lot of research, and that's why I have been researching a lot of avoidance, because I'm noticing that I have been dating many of them, and it is, as an anxious, it somehow, you two always attract each other to each other, but it is an absolute demonic relation. It's a demonic chemistry, it's a demonic attachment. It should never be there. And finally, after many relationships in my life, after many situationships in my life, I have finally come to the conclusion and the realization of, I'm an anxious person, and I keep attracting avoidance, because avoidance attracts anxious people. Now, this brings me to the other thing, which is, how can you fix an anxious and how can you fix an avoidant? Well, avoidants are very hard to fix. Anxious, they are a little bit, I wouldn't say easier, but a bit more simple, because all you need is to be secure with yourself, by yourself. That's all you need. Avoidants always try to find that comfort and everything in other people. Anxious try to make other people comfort them. Now, I know it sounds kind of the same, but when it comes to avoidant people, it's literally like a nuke. It's a hazard. When it comes to anxious, I guess I said avoidance or anxious, I don't know, but you get me, right? When it comes to anxious people, they need that kind of comfort, and they only need the other person to give it to them. So the only fix is to actually find that comfort within yourself and be okay with that comfort within yourself and give it to yourself, which means making peace with yourself. which if you work on it correctly and you do some kind of research about it, you can probably achieve it in 3 months with actual daily work, right? Now that's number one. Number two is, and of course, that's what the anxious do. They keep going around and again, monkey branch, and again, do things and do that and sleep around and do stuff with everyone and kind of try to look for that comfort in many different people, and of which you end up having none from anyone, because again, they're all avoidance. Because you keep attracting avoidance, because you're not secure with yourself. And because when I mean you're not secure with yourself, that doesn't mean you don't have insecurities. Not secure with yourself, that means you do not trust yourself to be by yourself. That means you do not trust your loneliness. Even if, in my own experience, I have had the most mental and whatever success it is when I was alone, when I am alone, when I'm dealing with my things by myself, when I am by myself. For example, if I was with someone right now and I want to fill that loneliness gap, I wouldn't be recording this video because I would be with someone, so I would be busy with someone. So I will be basically putting my loneliness on hold and filling it in with bullshit, hoping that it's gonna take me somewhere. And that's what makes me end up not having any kind of attraction to anybody. And this is probably that's something that's going to piss off many people that I have dated before or have had anything before. I swear to the Lord heavens above that I did not have any sort of attraction to anyone I dated for at least the past 5 years. And that pissed me off when I realized it. That absolutely pissed me off. I did not have no physical attraction, no mental attraction, no emotional attraction. I was just trying to fill in that loneliness gap. So when you think about it, you're like, did I just lose 5 fucking years of my life? Just not even 5, I guess it's even more. Maybe it's all of it, for all I care. Probably I never had any attraction to anyone I have dated. God damn it, now I'm just realizing this right now, and it pisses me off because it's ridiculous. Look how many years it's been, like 9 years. How did it even start? Where did it even go? Took me to nowhere, and it took them to nowhere. Because I know for a fact, and call it arrogance, I know for a fact that all of the people I have been with, they are not self-aware enough to realize these things and actually put them into work, to realize things about themselves, to have the time to actually self-reflect and try to understand what the hell is going on in their lives and why are they having many failed friendships and relationships, and actually be like, wait, something needs to change within me to change the outcome. I said it to many of them, but again, accountability. It's not on me, it's on them. So, damn, wait, now I'm just realizing this thing and it's pissing me off. Because I swear to the Lord that I did not have any attraction to anybody for the past years of me dating. Probably the last 5 people I've dated. I can promise you that I did not have any kind of attraction to them. And I swear it. Is it disgusting? It is disgusting. But it is what it is. You cannot change the past. You cannot worry about the future. You can only change now for a better outcome for the future. But what is attraction? How does it even work? How do you say that you are attracted to someone? Because of what? Because the last person I was attracted to only did fill a gap in my loneliness. See what I mean? Is that attraction? It's not. Is it genuine? Hell no, it's not. So what is it? I don't know. I'm asking myself these questions because I'm just realizing this bullshit and I truly don't fucking know. And I know that a lot of people, many millions, probably in the billions of people, are literally dealing with this and they don't know. And that's what self-awareness comes in handy, and that's why it plays a huge role. And now I'm stuck. Now I need to stop this video and start thinking about why the hell haven't I been attracted to anyone I have dated? I'm not saying they're not beautiful. They are beautiful women. They are sexy, beautiful, cute, everything. Mwah. Truly. That's a fact. I'm not saying they are not attractive, right? They are attractive women. My history with women is all good. I've dated only good looking women, thank God. Right? But have I been attracted to them, or have they just been filling a gap of loneliness that I had? Most likely the second option, because when I look at them back right now, because when you detach yourself from the person and you look to the last person you've had a situationship with, the last person you've had a relationship with, the last person you've had some kind of bullshit with, you start being like, I was not even attracted to this fucking girl in the first place. So why was I into her anyway? Why was I trying so much? Why was I doing so much? Why was I even doing anything to begin with? Is it loneliness? Is it attraction? It's not. I hate to break it to you, but it's not. So again, no hard feelings to anyone. It's just the truth, and it is what it is, right? Because I'm realizing after my last relationship that I have spent 3 years with that person, and I promise you to the Lord heavens that I have not been attracted to that person for even a day. But again, they were filling that gap of loneliness that I had. So I should fall in love with my loneliness. I've done it before. And that's when that person came back to my life. And that's when I took that person back to my life. And that was the biggest mistake that I have done, I guess, in terms of dating in my life. Which I said it a few minutes ago. You know, that example. And it pisses me off now. Because what is attraction to me anymore? I can see someone and be attracted to them physically, but the physics die. The physical goes away. At some point, you will lose it. The more sex you have, the more you're gonna be less and less and less attractive to that person. To that person. Because it dies out. So the mental stays. Is the mental good enough? Nah, probably not. I'm not saying they're stupid. They have their fair share of being smart, but am I attracted to it personally? Or was I? Nah. Now that I think about it, it wasn't. But am I only saying this because of who I am right now, and was that or what they can provide at that time good enough? No. I'm literally realizing things with you right now, which is absolutely mad. So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know anymore. Should I keep monkey branching to other women? You just stack up the bodies and that's it? I've had I'm very ashamed to say it, but since my breakup in late December, I've had 5? And the problem is, each time you think that new person is a good one, or the one for you, or the one that could actually, but then when you start detaching from that person, and you start seeing it from another perspective, you start noticing that they are just filling a gap in your loneliness. So the more bodies you have, and you're just literally confusing your body even more and yourself even more, because again, it takes a bit of time to understand the person, to understand their bodies, and once they connect, and once blah blah, and now it finishes, and now you have to go back to zero again. So it is just the fear of going back to zero again, or is it the fear of myself? And I believe it's a fear of myself. But why do I have that fear for myself and of me? I'm fearing me. Why? It's weird. It's odd. It's truly odd. And I know this video is taking way longer than it should be, because that wasn't in my brain script. I wasn't thinking about, speaking about this or extending it all the way to this point, but I believe that, damn, the realization is crazy. But I guess what I believe is, because again, I'm not doing these videos for views. I'm doing these videos as my therapy, because it's good to speak to yourself and voice it. And especially that I'm looking at myself, that means I'm literally talking to myself also while talking to whoever is going to listen to this. Now, that's why I'm saying you need to give your heart a break. You need to give your body a break. You need to give your mind a break. The more you monkey branch, the more it messes up things. The last girl I had something with, I believe by now she's back to her ex. And that doesn't piss me off. You know what pisses me off the most, or which makes me laugh even? Because I've been there and I can be in the guy's shoes and I know what's gonna happen. I know for a fact what's gonna happen and I can even lay it out. And if you're this is an advice for all the guys out there, right? If you had a girl and you both break up and she comes back to you after a month, 2, 3, or a year, never take her back, because that will make you just a cock. You know why? Because let's say you did not go and sleep around because you actually had taken time for yourself and, healed from things. She most definitely didn't, and I can promise you she didn't. That's the sad truth, big man. That's the sad truth. You should never do it. And I know how it's gonna play out, and it always plays out the same. You know what happens? Down the line, you're gonna notice at some point that she has been with someone else. Or let's say she's too perfect to hide it from you. The relationship is gonna go into shit again. Because why? You've been cocked. So she never sees you the same. You take a girl back, she will never see you the same. She sees you weak. She sees you as a coward. Like, damn, nigga, you couldn't even fucking go find yourself something better? You are stuck with me this whole time? Even if it's a month, even if it's 2 or it's 3. And I promise you, if it's even a week, don't do it. It does not matter. Don't take any girl that leaves you back. Ever. Ever. That's this should be rule number, there should be a book for men and it says rule number 1, a book of rules. Let's say 100 rules for men. And the rule number 1 is never take any girl that leaves you. None. Because she might be back to you because of emotions and the emotional strength that you both built throughout the years, which is absolutely okay. But she most definitely did disrespect that relationship and that bond in the first place with someone else. And it happened to me with many women. That means many women came to me after they broke up with their boyfriends and had things with me. You see? And then they bounce back. And then a few months down the line, I go ask about those girls because it's friendly. They broke up again. You see? Because she will never see you the same, bro. Don't take the girl back. She will never see you the same. You will never be the same. You will never look the same. She will never just think of you the same because you have taken her back whilst you shouldn't. And that's the sad truth about it. Now, I've been there. I've done that. Not suggested. Never do it. And that's why whenever I end a relationship or somebody ends a relationship with me, that's it. I don't even want to see them anymore. Because I know the dynamics. I know what's going to happen. I know what is going to be happening throughout that kind of grace period in between the breakup and probably bouncing back to each other. I know what's going to happen. And I can lay it out for you. You know what's going to happen? The bitch is going to break up with you, right? That's what's gonna happen. She's gonna break up with you. Next day, she's already looking for some kind of comfort in someone else to fill in that loneliness gap that we spoke about. She's gonna probably find the first guy because, a lot of people are charming and so on. Easy. She's gonna get with the guy, maybe have a nighter, maybe have a month or 2 with him, and then notice that the guy never wanted her in the first place. And then she's gonna be like, shit, now I'm lonely again. What is my safe space? What is my last safe space? It's my 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 1 year relationship that I've been in. Let me bounce back to him because I need some sort of safety. And what is the most easiest way to do it without actually going the extra mile and finding it again? It's just going back to your past relationship. I know of a girl that never had a relationship. She's in her 23, 24, I believe. She never had a relationship, but she's sleeping with people too much and she's just messing up her whole fucking brain. And of course, I'm not gonna tell her that because I don't have that kind of, friendship with her or anything. Matter of fact, she hates me for some reason. But I know she will never have a successful relationship. And if she has a successful relationship down the line, that will be just her trying to force it to happen. Because guess why? First of all, she never had one. Second of all, you cannot tell me that a person in their nearly mid 20s who's never had a relationship and never have been sleeping around with anyone. Because again, it's all about that physical action that people do, that both sex do to each other. And that's the sad part about it, and it will forever be like this. Unfortunately, it's been like this anyway since the end of time. You take your bitch back, you're gone. You're scuffed. You take your bitch back, you're scuffed. Because guess what? She already found somewhere where to be comfortable, but somehow it's just it either didn't work out, or the guy didn't care, or she didn't care, or she was just monkey branching. That's it. And she bounces back to you, and you're like, oh, my baby is back to me. Shut the fuck. I'm gonna slap the living fuck out of you, bitch ass. That's the unfortunate truth. So what we do here is we speak a little bit street and we speak a little bit professional, and we mix it together. Why? Because there is no need to make things a lot professional if you can barely connect with people at a base level. Because I don't want to keep throwing, I don't want to speak about this scientifically and how it works and how it plays and how blah blah. We speak about it a little bit, realistically, a bit scientifically, and a little bit, streetwise. But in any way, this video is taking too much. I didn't think that I would be speaking this much about this shit, but damn. Because it's a lot of realizations happening in real time. Wow, this is funny, man. This is absolutely fucking funny. Okay, probably I'll go meet someone. I'm not monkey branching, motherfuckers. But I will go meet somebody and see what happens with them. Probably I'll go out. Probably I wouldn't. I have no idea. I just received a message, so I will see. Anyway, peace out, and see you in the next one. This is funny, bro. I swear to God, this is funny.